A first look at Mera, a brand new look at Aquaman, Wonder Woman's gonna be optimistic, and the Justice League is wrapped, y'all!
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's DC Movie News.
I was waiting for some cool old school music. We didn't have it.
What happened?
I'm sorry. Everything was so loud in my ears. I was trying to turn it down.
I got it.
Are you hurting, Adam? Welcome everyone to the DC Movie News Show. Oh my God, am I killing your ears?
It's like in Man of Steel when Clark is first getting his powers in school.
I have that effect.
It's too much, Mom.
Now?
It's too much,
Now?
Johnny.
Well, now and that's me. I can't.
Shut it out.
Is it now better?
Learn to shut it out. Yes.
How about now? You're here,
It's
Johnny?
better. I'm
good
focusing
now.
on the sound of Mikey Christmas's voice.
All right, so listen to this. Listen to this. How's this?
I'm just listening to Mikey Christmas.
Better?
Yeah.
Better?
I'm with it now.
Right there?
I can use
Okay,
my
there we go.
powers now.
Now I will say welcome to the
right.
DC Movie News Show right here on the Popcorn Talk Network. We're at DC Movies SK, Facebook.com/DC Movies SK. Let's get to the intros. I'm Jonny Loquasto. Find me on the Twitter and the Instagram at JQuasto. That man right there wearing the sweet Justice League Appetite for Justice Guns N' Roses style t-shirt. He's the host of Man vs. Child on the FYI network as well as FX Movie Download on FX, and he's the Wurstmacher for Doghouse Restaurants. Find him on Twitter, Adam Gertler. He's Adam Gertler.
What's up, Johnny? Thank you very much. Yes, Steven Designs Things is the guy on Twitter. S Design Things is his Twitter handle, and he made this shirt.
That's amazing.
And I saw this shirt, and I was like, that's so cool. And he's like, oh, you can go here and get it. And within 6 days, I'm wearing the shirt.
That's-
What is the world we live in now?
I just saw, you were posting that. Another buddy of mine was posting online, just the design, and then, a day it became a t-shirt, and now here it is, 5 days later,
it was
you got
like
a shirt.
$28 or whatever. I mean, I didn't, it just showed up.
Now, does he only design, DC?
No, he said, and I quote, Steven, who designs things, my most anticipated movie and my favorite album cover. And I do that because I design things.
Hey.
Wow.
And that's what he did.
So his website probably has a plethora of
I don't even know what goes on. I don't know if it's his website or you just throw a design. I get the feeling because he makes the design and then you could choose the style of shirt or the thing. So I feel like there's a mother hub of a site
So you could
that
went-
you could put
company.
your design in,
Start-
and you can get it on whatever you want. You can get on a hat. You can get on a pair of silk panties, perhaps.
You could have went deep V.
Silk panties.
I could have gone deep V or raglan or what have you. So what a cool world it is. I also just want to say that I spent the weekend in the desert with the old people at the desert trip, and it was freaking awesome.
What's the desert trip?
It was the big Oldchella festival with Bob Dylan
I just
and
saw you
Rolling
with the
Stones.
scarf.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the dust scarf you were wearing.
Yeah, I was kind of like a bandit on the first night. I was dressed in all black in my black on black Stone shirt. Oh my God, making the boys kill it.
And it was in Burning. Where was it? Where was it? At Coachella.
It was at the Coachella, yeah, in Indio.
Okay.
Hey, that's where I was a couple weeks ago for a bachelor party.
Oh,
That
yeah.
thing's hot.
I went to see Childish Gambino out there last month, but
Okay.
it wasn't quite Coachella. It was, what the hell is it called? He created his own music festival essentially.
Oh,
but it's out
29
that way.
Palms, Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree, that's where I was.
Indian Wells, yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, happy to be here talking DC. Not a ton of movie news this week.
No, but, you know,
TV's been good.
The three of us, we got Roxy,
Sausage Fest.
She'll be, Sausage Fest, but Roxy will be here via video in just a little bit. so that's
Special
kinda cool.
appearance, yeah, special video of Roxy
Big
later
time.
on.
She's on set filming. But next to Adam Gertler, he is a very talented actor and a DC encyclopedia. Find him on Twitter at Mike Kalinowski. He's Mikey Christmas.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's not morning.
Good
Not
afternoon.
anymore. It
Yeah.
certainly is.
It all
not.
blends together. I'm working a lot of nights lately, so it's all
Yeah,
blending
a
together.
lot of long hours.
Yep.
Long hours. And also, speaking of t-shirts, I'm actually, shout out to Invaders Clothing. You can find them at Invaders Clothing. They gave me this sweet tee right here. They just said...
Who is that? Like an octopus? One-eyed octopus?
It's an alien. They're a paranormal-based clothing company. That,
Of course they are.
yeah, and they hit me up. They said, hey,
All right.
we see you doing paranormal stuff. I'm like, yep. You want some clothing? I said, yep.
Nice.
So invadersclothing.com, they're really good, and the clothing is super fun. They have aliens and all types of wacky stuff. So it's very futuristic and spacey, which
Okay.
is great. Not Kevin, but spacey. All right, let's get right into it. Wonder Woman. A lot of Wonder Woman this week. If we have any movie talk, it's about Wonder Woman, which is a wonderful thing. Hell, we're only 4 months from it?
No.
No, 5 months.
No.
No.
Wait.
8.
It's June. It's coming out in June, man.
So 8.
I can't.
6.
I lose track of what time of year it is. I'm sorry, Justice
Yeah,
League
8 months.
Justice League is March. Wonder Woman.
No.
What?
No.
No,
Where
Justice
are my
League
dates?
is a year from now.
I'm all messed up. What's the
Wonder Woman is 8 months away. Justice League is a year.
Yeah, Justice
A
League
year and a
is
month.
in November, right?
For some
November,
reason, I
yeah,
kept thinking
2017.
we had something in March. We
Johnny
don't.
Loquasto having a stroke
Johnny
live on
Loquasto's
the
with
show.
The aliens.
Wow.
He's on the aliens right now. He
Work
left
through that well. Do you smell
Don't
toast?
sleep enough.
Do you smell burning toast at all?
Well, what's
thought it's
weird is
almonds.
I'm really good.
Depends
I'm
what
really
kind
good
of
about dates, and I just totally blanked on everything. I was thinking BVS was March, and I'm thinking we had something else in March.
BVS opened already.
You're
aware of
I've
that.
heard of it.
That
I've
did
heard
come
of
out.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Good,
Financial
good, good,
success.
good, good.
Okay, so one Screen Rant has an article here saying
We're your source for the news, people.
Yeah.
We got the facts.
we got it. June 2nd, 2017. Thank you very much, Scott Patterson.
I think Johnny just got the year mixed up. The Flash comes out in March 2018.
Yeah, he was totally
Thank
talking
you.
about the
That's what
Flash.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's Zach on the ones and twos. Zach Wilson, everybody. So Wonder Woman's going to be more optimistic than BVS. Got a couple quotes here. Deborah Sneider said Wonder Woman is very different in tone and style than BVS or Suicide Squad. And Diane Nelson, who's the president of DC Entertainment, said there's a misconception that DC or Warner Brothers have made a conscious decision for all of our movies to be darker or edgier. That is not the case.
Yeah.
Getting out there ahead of it. Yeah, I like that. Nice.
Yeah, clearly this is a lot of rhetoric that's going on. They've been beating this into our heads now. They know what they want to do. They want to get ahead of the conversation.
But Terrio, before even BVS came out, he had said Justice League is going to be lighter. They were ahead of it.
yeah, no, they were ahead of it. Like I think before BVS even opened. Like
Right.
once they started showing it to the people,
But now
they
they
started
just
to
feel
form
like,
what the
you
rhetoric
know,
would
yeah.
be. I think it's really interesting, and I know you had it written in another item, but it all is part of the same story. When Gal herself was talking about the tone of Wonder Woman, and then they're hitting this home that her idea is like it doesn't seem like it's going to focus on her being her warrior, her fighting, like how she comes to fight, but really what her mission is. And her mission is justice for people in the world, to bring peace and love to the world. She's not attached to the ideals of Themyscira or a particular nation.
Yep.
It seems like they're building, the tone is going to be very different than BVS or Suicide Squad, and that Wonder Woman's mission is about love.
A hopeful, optimistic leader. And actually, Gal Gadot had some really great quotes this week. A lot of people were, I forget what the interview was, but I have exact quotes here just about Wonder Woman in general, if we want to get into it.
Yeah, she said for her it was very important not to just portray her as a goddess, but to tell
A goddess.
a simple story of someone who believes in good and believes that people should be happy and live safe, happy lives. We cared a lot about simplifying Wonder Woman's agenda because it is simple. It was her heart that we cared about, not her being the warrior, not her being this warrior. When you tell a story from the heart, all of us can relate because all of us want to live in a safe, quiet, and peaceful world. Well,
Not me. I like chaos.
she knew exactly how she wanted to tell her story. I think referring to Patty Jenkins now, the director.
that sounds like it.
And she knew exactly what she wanted to get. She's brilliant and smart and passionate. So that is their approach to Wonder Woman. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's great. I'm seeing in the chat roll right here, a lot of people are talking about how brutal World War I was, and I
Yep.
think that is a great juxtaposition between this woman coming to our world and
It was.
seeing this is man's world.
Yeah.
We need to change this.
Yeah, she's
And
one.
it also leads to the fact of why she's hidden in BVS. Like,
Right.
think of what we've gone through since World War I to now. Just as a society, as the world, we've become a crappy place.
Well, but you have a good point though, because it'll be interesting to see what brings her out in World War I that makes her have to come to the world of men.
Or I think it's
fight
returning
in
Steve
that
Trevor
world.
to America.
Okay, so she participates, and then whatever happens, and
Right.
then she's not compelled to go out into the world and defend and fight for justice again until BVS, which means she misses out on World War II.
Or does she? Or are they planning more films with Wonder Woman to take place World War II?
Yeah.
You know, who knows? Who knows?
Because that's the only other
But it's a
war I
great-
could see her being a part of. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't see her getting in the Vietnam War because nobody really agreed with that war.
No one's touching that one.
But World War II. I mean, Hitler's as big a bad as you get.
But then are they gonna? It's like the whole what's the Jesus, the word I'm looking for.
Planet of the Apes,
No,
Valkyrie,
Bigger than a bread box.
no.
Yes.
The
Captain EO. With Michael Jackson?
No, the Marvel aspect of
Captain America.
the Nazis in the Marvel films.
Hydra.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Do you think they would want to touch World War II because they've already kind of established?
I think that's why they distanced themselves from World War II.
Yeah, I totally agree because they have a very
Captain
similar
America.
kind of feel,
They
and
do.
they're star-spangled and all that stuff.
Yes, that's a very smart move.
But from the narrative point of view, she's driven, to defend, justice because there's such injustice going on in her mind. I mean, the comments themselves are pretty safe. She even says safe and peaceful and quiet. So it's interesting. I'm trying to really get like what is the meat of what they're trying to say. Like it sounds to me like she's saying this is going to be a straightforward story. It's not going to try to challenge you like BVS did. Like they want to just tell a good, solid story with heart and action. That's what I get from this.
Well, I can give you some meat if you want to talk about some sensuality.
Okay.
Well, they did ask her about Wonder Woman being bisexual, and the recent comments saying that she, in fact, was bisexual. The character always was. She said, it's not something we've explored. It never came to the table, but when you talk theoretically about all the women and how many years she was there, then what he said makes sense. In this movie, she does not experience any bisexual relationships, but it's not about that. She's a woman who loves people for who they are. She can be bisexual. She loves people for their hearts.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny that Gal Gadot is commenting on what Greg Rucka is saying.
Exactly.
Right.
But, they were making this movie before he came out with those comments, and all this does is just solidify the fact that he was not saying something in response to the approach that they were taking cinematically.
No.
Someone brought
It's
it up.
not something
and
they
he's
touch.
like,
Now, do you think that there will be romantic love between Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman, or do you think they're going to make them more partners and keep it?
I think there will
keep
be.
it platonic.
I don't know. We haven't seen any hints that there is. There's a dancing together and stuff, but I don't know.
I mean, I tend to think that we will see some kind of romance between the two of them. Yep. I also kind of think that we might see a Themyscira where she's discouraged from going out into the world of men, where she's always been told she should not go out into the world of men, and that and they don't do it, and they have their own peaceful society there. And then she breaks that open. So I'm excited to see what causes her to do that. Well, like you said, Steve Trevor washes up on shore, and she's like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
Great comment.
You're a man.
He's got pieces that I haven't seen before.
And I don't know if I like this. I'm curious. I'd like to try, maybe, but maybe who knows?
What's that comment?
Good comment by Peace Stonehand in chat roll saying, in Zack Snyder's world, she'd be a bisexual.
Okay.
I mean, I know we talked a little bit about this last week, but I don't think I've ever thought of her as just being straight. I've always thought she was just kind of where her heart led her. That's where she went.
You know
I've
what?
always felt that. I don't know why, if it's just, and I'm not a big Wonder Woman comic reader.
I disagree. I mean, not disagree, but I always saw her as straight. I'll be honest, just because my biggest Wonder Woman exposure was really like the TV show with Linda Carter, so it was never anything like I really questioned. But with Rucka's comments and then with more recent storylines, yeah, I'm glad that's something that they've played on, because you know why it's important that I think that they address this with Wonder Woman, because she's a major character. Yeah. Because you're not tucking it into like North Star on Alpha Flight or the 8th Green Lantern down the line. It's Wonder Woman. Like, you want to make a statement about sexuality.
You want to be as well-rounded as possible as far as a character goes. And if that happens to be something that she is, then hey, bring it out.
Exactly. I mean, like, short of a gay Batman, this is as big as you're going to get.
Good point. Well,
and we already know that there's been speculation for years about him and his wards and things like that. We don't need to go there.
Well, speaking of bringing things out, we have a first look at Mera Amber Heard. Wow, what a knockout. Let's check her out. At this point, everyone watching this show has already seen it. But yeah, that is her, and good Lord Almighty.
What do we say on it? I think it looks great.
Her and Aquaman make a lovely, lovely...
I haven't really had a problem with any costumes yet. You know what I mean? Like, any problems I've had...
Is it Michael Wilkinson? Is it Wilkinson?
Yeah, that does the costumes.
The costume, Wilkinson.
I mean, it looks very in line with what we've seen Aquaman looks like.
I was very surprised that they went with the full headdress like that.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't know if they would go for that, but they did. And what's great is Clay Enos took this picture, and online, everyone's like, can we get some color in the DC universe? And he goes, guys, this was on set. I just took it. Sun was going down.
Is this in Italy, you think?
So wait, this isn't one of the Zack Snyder pictures?
Where they were shooting?
Zach, I think, released it, but Clay Enos shot it.
Okay, because Zach always is very careful to release his pictures.
I think this is in Iceland where they're filming, because Momoa and Sneider and the team were up there. So I think he said dusk was happening, sun was setting. it was just a great shot of her.
Do you think that they're gonna show Atlanteans like in some kind of enclosure underneath? Do you think it's gonna be a city that lives in the ocean, but they're gonna be dry?
One of my best friends is a huge Aquaman fan, and we have gone at length to how are they gonna do Atlantis?
Right.
Is it gonna be like Phantom Menace, where they go through kind of a gelatinous doorway into an air-breathing world?
Yeah.
Or are they gonna be breathing water?
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the Gungan city?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where they went into, it was kind of like a gel membrane that closed behind them as they walked into underwater area. But I have no clue. There was some talk on how the Atlanteans are going to talk. And they said they're going to do some reverb with their vocals, kind of like how dolphins and they have that sonar. So their voice, when they talk, will not just be like we talk. There'll be kind of a reverb to it because they're underwater. And I think that's just a little add to it, but I have no clue how they're going to handle Atlantis.
It's not the easiest thing in the. It's not easy to do. Because
I haven't really seen anything.
I think the way I'm thinking, you're right. I think it's going to be an enclosure. It's going to be a city that exists underwater, but I think that they can all breathe, and I hope that they don't have them talking too much like this.
No, I think they're just going to.
Mera, I've got to go fight with this guy, Bruce Wayne.
Are they merman all of a sudden from
He heard me coming on the king tide.
Is Chewbacca in the film?
I gave the people fish. I don't think they're going to do that, and I hope they don't try to have them talking underwater like that.
No, I think at one point the league might be down in Atlantis, so you've got I don't think you're going to have Batman with a rebreather on his helmet. But they've done it in the comics, so.
I think Batman will go down there with the rebreather eventually, and then they'll take it off and it'll be like, wow, I can breathe under here. Like, what's going on?
That's what I'm saying. It'll be an air environment.
I don't think Amber Heard's going to be in Justice League too much either. I think it's going to be his side
she's
story.
She's going to be a Commissioner Gordon part.
Yeah, she's going to be like, I got the kingdom right now, and you go help those people.
But we do know there's scenes down there because there's her, there's Volku, which Willem Dafoe. So.
Do you think he tells Batman to go F himself, right? And then it's going to be like when he confronts Mera, and she's going to be the one that'd be like, maybe you should go back and talk to this man.
And
for our son, for our world, because he's going to be like, I'm not fighting with you people, because he has a past, and he now distrusts his human side. He despises his human side, and he's totally embracing his Atlantean
side. I wonder if he's going to have history with Wonder Woman, because we talk about the mother boxes where one was the Atlanteans, one was the Amazons, and then one was the humans, right? Huh. Is that what they're saying? I don't know where the third one comes from.
I think maybe their ancestors know of each other, and they don't know each other personally, maybe.
Right.
Because I don't think Arthur Curry is going to be like hundreds of years old, like Wonder Woman.
I agree on that one, yeah.
I think we're going to find him at the point where he's accepted.
Be a mutual respect between them, though. He's like, Your Highness, where he knows who she is, and she knows who he is. I don't know.
It's an interesting thing. Yeah, I do think there will be a respect. It's going to be great to watch them fight on screen.
We also got a new look at Jason Momoa as Aquaman.
Was this like his last picture on set, right?
I believe so. Well, there's one with him and Sneider that we.
Yeah.
But that's just, God, Jesus, that's an intimidating individual.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
I don't think we need more to say on this guy.
Nope.
No. Did we look at the video again? Were we going to look at the Justice League rap video again that we actually got this week?
I think we should. I think we all should watch it together and enjoy it.
So Sneider put on his best face and thanked everybody for their initial rapping on production, our initial reaction. He put out an awesome video that had some sound, which we've all seen a lot, but I mean, it was a slow news week. I think we should watch it again together.
We might as well do it.
Because it was so awesome.
But, so here we go. Let's take a look.
Justice League.
There is a stranger who comes to this village from the sea.
The accountant himself.
In the winter, when people are hungry, he brings fish.
Go see the
comes
movie.
on the king tide. That was last night.
So...
Talk.
Those are shark eyes.
Oh my God.
What was you were saying about the Frank Miller-esque?
Okay, so when you see this position here, when you see the whole Justice League and the Flash's arms are out of the side, yeah, that's amazing. There's a quick shot where you get the Justice League, and I thought the shoulders of the Flash really remind me of the way that Frank Miller in Dark Knight Strikes Again, maybe it was, did that art. Like the shoulders kind of look wow. What is he crawling? Look at this guy.
Dude,
Cyborg's a beast.
God, Ray Fisher's a monster.
Yeah, Ray Fisher's been doing nothing but working out since he was cast.
Seriously.
It really does look good. If this doesn't get you excited. you're dead inside. There, I mean, okay, right there. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that pose looks like a Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Yeah, I got
or whichever
Thanks to my cast and crew.
iteration.
It's been a great shoot, and thank you, UK. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was something about seeing those shoulders, and now I'm like, the Flash costume is growing on me quite a bit. I'm really excited to see it in full action.
I think you're probably right. Ray Fisher has been doing nothing but working out and eating chicken breast and protein shakes.
Just downing it. You
Like, he was already in good shape, but good God Almighty, it's out of hand.
Which is funny because in that shot right there, in the shot in the elevator, he's just wearing like a motion capture suit.
There's a shot. Someone took that shot that we see on the screen right now of them in the elevator, and if you zoom in on Ezra's face, he's like this. He's like, because he's coming down to the back cave.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that kid? He's like, oh, what is this?
Yeah, I like what he's doing.
I think that's that's an awesome shot to see. That's one of always my favorite moments in the comics. There was Brian Hitch did a series with Justice League, and whenever the League is in the Batcave, to me, I love those scenes in the comics. They're just so well done because he's in his environment. Everyone else is kind of around him, like, what is going on here? Why is there a giant dinosaur? What's with the giant penny?
This is really weird. Now, let me ask you this: like, initially, it was supposed to be a Justice League movie in 17, and then another one in 19, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think they're still going to keep to that schedule?
I don't know.
You would almost
Because WB today, or was it yesterday, just announced 2 dates for films.
Yes.
They didn't say Justice League, or
Right.
they didn't say DC films. They said 2 event films. People are thinking it's either the Batman, Godzilla,
right.
or what was the third one? A Fantastic Beasts.
Godzilla's supposed
sequel.
to be in 19.
Those are the 3 that people were throwing out.
And then
there.
King
The
Kong
Batman
versus
is one of
Godzilla in
those.
20.
The Batman is one
Side
of
note,
those.
it's not DC related, but did you see the Kong Skull Island poster
Yeah.
under the blacklight?
Yeah.
I'm a big Godzilla fan, so that got my nerd chops happy.
I know a dude who has
my nerd chops were exciting.
I know a guy who has every Godzilla figure ever made in history.
Oh, I want to watch them.
He has an entire bookshelf filled with Godzilla figures. It's unbelievable.
I-
Oh, that's hilarious. There's a guy wearing a Lucha Underground hoodie. Right.
Oh.
That's fantastic. All right. Anyways. So, Gal Gadot, she's been really good with the media all week. There's another article about how she's explaining how Wonder Woman's different. We already got to it, but she's just been really charming and great with the media, which is awesome. Adam West is not really thrilled with a darker Batman. He doesn't like his Dark Knight too dark.
Okay.
He says, enough violence. Wait, should I try and do an Adam West?
Yeah, go for it.
Can you?
Let's go for it.
Enough violence. Let the costume work for you, Robin. Put a little humor into it. I just had it the wrong way.
No violence, Robin.
I think it's about time to relieve all that kind of attitude of vengeance, and I can't take it anymore. I'm going home, and I'm going to suck my thumb.
Is that his actual quote?
Yes.
Why does the Dark Knight have to be so dark, Robin?
Holy understatements, Batman.
Now, I didn't go see it. Did you guys go see the Return of the Cape Crusader Fathom event?
No, I didn't even hear about
it.
it.
It was this week, and there was no talk. Like
Nobody-
the Killing Joke.
Did anybody go see it? Chat roll. Did anybody see the Return of the Cape Crusaders? I'm
I
gonna
have
see it when it comes
friends
out.
on
But
Facebook that saw it, and they said it was great. Packed theater, they loved it, but I didn't hear as big a response as the Killing Joke. You know, hey, we got to add another night.
well, it certainly didn't get hated like the Killing Joke, I guess.
Well, you know, it's when you mess with people's, cherished material.
Right, and this was something that nobody expected. Nobody was even asking for. It was just kind of a nice prize, an evolution of like what they've done recently, like putting that Batman 66 comics out there, Wonder Woman 77. So I'm excited to see it.
He also did say the new movies. Batman is very full of vengeance and deep-seated angst and so on. They're very dark.
I'm gonna say that's kind of Batman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he's still stuck in what he did, and that's fine.
Well, he thinks what he did is the
he's
be-all,
Batman
end-all.
for a generation, just like
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy is Batman for a generation. Adam West is a Batman for a generation, and you can't take that away from the guy. And there's people that love his stuff, that hate the other stuff.
Sure,
And
I mean,
just,
look, that Batman was campy as all hell, and it was great.
It's for their time. Yes, it's okay. Not gonna
And he's
crap
still
on
getting
some
work. The
stuff.
dude is almost 90 years old. Give him some respect.
No, he's not.
Yes, 80.
He's
was it
89.
80? Yeah, 89.
He's
Wow.
89, baby.
Looks great.
Good for him.
All right.
Lastly, before I think we hit TV time and Roxy, possible future DC animated projects. Looking like the Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Wonder Woman 77, and Swamp Thing Gertler.
Well,
Yeah.
Did you guys hear how this happened, right?
No.
People saw the Fathom event.
Right.
The Batman and exit. When they were exiting, there were people there from WB or whatever with questionnaires saying, which of these would you want next?
Okay.
And Batman, Ninja Turtles, Swamp Thing, and Wonder Woman 77 were all choices on there.
Okay.
So they're
Interesting.
thinking, testing the waters. I think the Batman Ninja Turtles would be great.
Well, you know what's
The
cool
comic
is
was very
that graphic that we put up there, that the picture that we pulled,
Yep.
that seems to be like the Bruce Timm looking Batman.
That's
yeah.
the new version. They did 2 series. They did Batman, Ninja Turtles, 6 episodes. This is the newest version set
Right.
in the animated universe.
That's the
So
one
this
I
is
want
this
to
is
say.
like volume 2.
I would. I saw the art from some of the other versions. I haven't
Yeah.
read any of them, but I mean, just doesn't that just make you long to see the Bruce Timm Batman in
That's
action
what it is,
again?
for sure. That's what it looks like.
I mean, even when they did that, what was that thing that they did for Batman 75th a couple of years ago? Strange Days or Strange...
It was the 3-minute
Yeah.
Batman thing with all the suits and stuff. Yeah.
It really made me long to see
Yeah.
a new Batman the Animated Series looking design again.
What are your thoughts about a Swamp Thing, though? You got to be pumped about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm excited to see. Excited to see what they do with Justice League Dark. You know, reintroducing this.
He
this
works
character.
better when he's part of a group, I think.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I would love to see a Swamp Thing movie, so I hope they relaunch him kind of in the animated world here, and then that's going to lead to us seeing him in the movies again with Justice League Dark. I think it's going to happen.
What I miss, and they don't do them anymore, is whenever they did the animated films, they always did the DC showcase, and it was like a 10-minute short film. Remember, they had like Jonah Hex, Catwoman, Green Arrow attached to the animated films.
Oh, wait, but you're talking a while back now.
A while
right?
back, yeah, before they did the New 52. So I think that was such a good testing ground to see which characters would do well. And Marvel did the live action with their one-shots on their films. They don't do anymore. They say it's a cost thing, but I think that
Sure.
was like a Swamp Thing would work great as a 10-minute short film, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
As far
you
as
could
full
do a very
animated feature, you
Instead
would
of
say.
full animated feature, it's kind of...
Well,
I don't know.
Listen, I would like to see it done well. I'm a big Swamp Thing fan, so I definitely want to see it done because you can do so much with animation that would be hundreds of millions of dollars to do on a big budget. I don't want it to be like the Swamp Thing animated series that was on in the 90s.
Yeah.
Nor do I want it to be like the movies, which have a special place in my heart, but are admittedly terrible. So, I mean, I want Swamp Thing to have that Alan Moore flavor, that real
darker.
mystical, very, you know, there was like a whole mysticism to the swamp.
Right.
You know, and there's obviously the message of Swamp Thing is as prescient as ever, you know, with the environment, with climate change, with, you know, hurricanes and record temperatures. The earth is angry and Swamp Thing is their representative.
And he will eventually at least become a short film like Mikey Christmas says. That's what we're hoping.
We'll see.
Well, with that said, man, it wasn't a lot of movie news this week, so I guess
was there?
it's time for...
It's time for
Oh,
Roxy
boy.
Striar's TV time.
Not a live production. Last week we had this done.
I think we should be dancing or singing. I don't know.
That the Flash is fine. DC movie news. It's time to talk.
Yeah.
TV time.
Oh, a lot more TV to talk about than movies this week.
Because it's hitting. We're
actually.
breaking down. It's,
Well-
the
Oh,
stuff-
look who it is.
Why don't we
What?
kick it off
Hey,
with the
from
crown,
Seattle.
The crown jewel. Is she in Seattle?
I think she is.
did
She'll
not
tell you
know that.
herself where she is.
Well, okay. Let's hear from the crown jewel herself, Roxy Striar.
Hello, my favorite DC movie news people.
Hi.
I'm in Seattle. It's raining outside. I thought everybody was making it up and just kind of like BSing about all the rain, but it's true.
She's
It's
a little
here.
backlit.
And I'm filming, and I'm sorry I haven't been there for the last 2 weeks, but I wanted to do a quick. It's time for Roxy Striar's TV
shit.
time. You know the jingle.
Got it.
Yeah.
So
That's
here's
what
the
it
deal.
is.
I didn't watch Arrow last night because I've been gone in Seattle, but I've seen everything else up to this point. Starting with Lucifer. I think Lucifer, if you're not watching it, you got to start because it's different than just your typical procedural. It's been awesome. It's been really, really great, and I think that's definitely worth giving it a shot.
Okay.
The whole mom dynamic is pretty cool, so check that out. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Hello, stranger.
I can't wait for iZombie to come back too, talking about the other series, Flash. I didn't get to talk to you guys about Flashpoint, and now Paradox, the whole thing. Oh my god, are you kidding me with all of this stuff going on? With Barry and Iris, obviously I'm shipping them so hard, but there's crazy things. I'm glad he just finally came clean about what it was that he did. People are wondering, is he going to create a fourth timeline? No, we've learned our lesson. Come on, Barry, enough is enough. I love how it affected Arrow in the littlest bit. We've got Diggle who now has a son instead of a daughter. Like,
That was
whoa,
cool.
the world changed. It actually is a really big deal to Diggle, but not really that big of a deal to any of us. I wonder if there will be other changes there. I loved watching Felicity and Barry again. That was really, really cool. And I definitely think that they've got to the friendship level. People are still shipping them. I get that, but
A lot of ships.
all
A
lot of
friendship right
shipping.
now. Talking about speaking more about Arrow. No more flashbacks. I'm done. I'm done with the flashbacks. I can't deal.
Really?
Enough.
The
That's all I'll say
But we're
about Arrow,
getting
'cause
Dolph
enough.
Lundgren.
Supergirl.
Can't wait to get Dolph Lundgren.
Oh my God! Did you see Superman? Tyler Hoechlin
Yes.
crushed
Hoechlin?
that role. Crushed it. He looked the part. He acted the part. He was amazing as Clark. He's amazing as Superman. I
Sure.
love watching him and Melissa work together. I think that they make quite the team.
He was dipping into
and
Donna.
I can't wait for more. Did you guys see what Miley Cyrus said about Supergirl? That was really, really weird.
Oh, yeah.
But
So
definitely, I'm gonna keep on watching that and not watching The Voice. Like, screw you, Miley. Just kidding. That show's good
Yeah.
too. Okay, love you guys. Miss you. Have a
Bye,
good show.
kiddo.
I mean, just to piggyback off that, the fact that Miley Cyrus made news for what she said is so
What was it?
dumb.
Because that's a woman, not a girl.
It's so dumb and off point. She misses the whole point. The project is, the character is called Supergirl for years and years and years and years. It has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. Miley Cyrus completely misses the freaking point. And
Yeah.
the boat, she jumped off the plank with that. And for
If
her to actually
My
make
head?
If we have to have a character called super gender fluid character type person whose sexuality is to be determined at a later time when they decide where they want to identify, then the world has passed me by, and I don't know how to participate anymore without offending anyone.
Right.
I think that's
the world
crazy.
has already passed me by. I think like 2 years ago.
It's kind of
But-
crazy.
I offend everyone when I
what
talk.
Miley
so I just
Cyrus
keep quiet
says,
now.
this is coming from someone who clearly has never seen any of the DC or Supergirl or Wonder
right.
none of that in her life.
Who somewhat has some celebrity and
She
makes
saw
a comment.
she saw a commercial for Supergirl and was like, "Well, I don't think that's
Yeah.
what it should be called."
That's a woman up there.
Well,
not
and you
a
know,
girl.
Kreisberg responded to that and kind of
Christ.
said that we really dealt with that in the first season. When you remember, Cat Grant has that whole monologue, and you know, when she basically defends the term "girl," which is cool.
So which we could talk about, because Roxy covered it. We had the broad strokes.
Well,
so we
one
wanna
thing
go
I
into it?
wanted to bring up that we kind of forgot to mention, talking about Wonder Woman, was another thing that Gail Gadot mentioned. I believe it was Gail or Patty Jenkins, was that the tone that they were looking to was the Donner Superman. That was what they were looking at as their biggest source of
For Jenkins
inspiration
was saying
for
that for
Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Really?
Yes,
Oh.
yes. I think it was Gail referring to Patty Jenkins, saying that that was the
Okay.
gold standard. So it's nice to see the DC films are like embracing part of the past, and it's relevant because clearly Tyler Hoechlin.
You could tell he watched right from the start. I was all on board. A lot of people didn't
Yeah.
like what he was doing. I was like, number one, he's got the very classic look of Superman, and I thought it was a really good choice. Obviously, he's apparently crushing it so far. So.
Here's the thing that I thought was kind of weird about it, though. Didn't you find it was weird that all these people that are around Supergirl all the time?
We're talking Supergirl.
Let's
now.
talk Supergirl.
Let's talk Supergirl.
All the people that are around Supergirl all the time, like her little friend guy and everyone, like when Superman walks in, they're all falling over themselves.
I think that's awesome.
Because it's Superman. But, I mean, Supergirl's just as good.
Well,
What's the big difference? Because he's the man?
I think
maybe I'm on Miley's time with the team. I don't know.
Okay, I think, this is coming from a guy who I'm catching up on Supergirl. I wanted to give it another shot on Netflix now, and I liked it. But now seeing season 2, I'm on, and I think the changes worked. Like, I never liked that the DEO was in like this underground cave and it had like stalactites that looked like it was part of a high school play. But now they walk into this office like, you had this here the whole time. Like, yeah, we've got lots of these offices, and it was just because they're in Vancouver now.
Yep.
They had to build different sets. I think. But with to Superman now, you guys are out there in chat probably answers. How long has Superman been around before season 1, episode 1 of Supergirl?
Okay, you have to assume at least a dozen years or so.
So he's been Superman. He is
a long
Superman.
time, yeah. And because they even make a comment on his aging slowly,
Right,
they
right,
refer
right.
to that. All right, so I see where you're going with
So
that.
that he's got the history of 12 years where she's
Right.
been around a year.
Yep.
You know, and he's already doing these super things, and she's kind of like second fiddle. Not to take anything away from how great she is, but it's Superman. It's tough to live in his shadow. Which, and the characters, that's the lore of the comics. Everyone lives in the shadow of Superman.
Yeah.
Even
Exactly.
Batman, who's kind of like, I'll never be this guy.
He's got the legend. You know, I did also think that there was a little bit of a. This wasn't the Superman that I imagined based on the first season, based on how they referred to him. But I'm okay with that.
Now, is it because, and this is why, he just seems so much closer in age to her?
Yes,
He's
and,
not- I
and
want
because
Superman to be like
because it's so much lighter,
a 40-year-old
it's such the
Superman.
diametric opposite of the Man of Steel take. I
Yes.
felt like because he never appeared in the first season, there was a certain gravitas to it, and he doesn't seem super. He seems more like they're joking around with each other. It's lighter, so I think that's fine. I think that they didn't know that they were doing Superman in the second season, but it definitely seems not like the Superman.
He was great.
You bring up a great
Oh my
point,
gosh,
though.
he was good.
Hoagland is 29 years old, and Melissa Benoist is 28 years old. So,
Yeah. But they said that it was the thing was like she was older than him on Krypton. But then her pod got delayed, so she showed up when he was already grown up, and she was like 7. So some people are saying over 20 years, 24 years.
Right.
So maybe it's more than a dozen years. But
I'm just saying, it's the way they went with casting. I think he's great. But if they would have casted an older actor, someone in their 40s, it would have given a different dynamic. But I think everyone he silenced people that were not part of it, or not on board with him. I think what sucks now is I don't think he's going to be around very much.
No.
Like I don't think the actor has signed on for more than a couple episodes.
I don't think
3 or 4 maybe.
I want him to be the whole season though.
I don't think he is. From what I was told, it was like, you can have Superman for a couple of episodes.
I think that's what it is.
They're not committing to letting them use Superman like every episode.
And to fair of the producer and the team, it is her show. She should be the star. It should not be, hey, he comes in and now it's his show.
This was it broke a lot of ratings for CW.
I was just going to say that.
Okay.
It is the highest ratings they've had in 8 years in that time slot. It drew over 3 million viewers. So apparently, CW, pretty good decision of bringing it over.
Yeah, it was. I see some people in the chat are saying he doesn't quite have the weight of Henry Cavill as Superman. I certainly agree with that. I mean, it did feel a little bit like Superman light after being exposed to
here's the thing
a guy who looks the part.
And again, with the age for me, when he sat there next to Jimmy Olsen, them two talking and handshake, I was like, no, he's older. He's got to be bigger and older than Jimmy. And this guy, it's that the Jimmy Superman dynamic doesn't work for me.
Here's another thing. Just to put Henry Cavill in perspective, this guy, Tyler Hoechlin, he's in amazing shape. The guy is not a small guy, but Henry Cavill is drawn off the page. He does not exist.
Now, see, to me, if we had Cavill and Tyler together, that's Superman and Superboy, and it'd be perfect the two of them together. No, that's not a dig at him. I think they're two body types and their age ways. It would just give that
There's
dynamic.
not that big of an age difference, though.
Right,
But Cavill just looks older.
Sure.
He's just got an older vibe about him.
Well, so Supergirl broke records. Great debut for the CW. Jimmy Olsen also is now the Guardian. And
I'm of two minds of this, because I don't know if you guys remember this. When I first came on the show, you guys asked me if I was in DC Universe, what character would I want to be? And the character I said was the Guardian. It was a character named Jim Harper, who is in Metropolis. So they're now going James Olsen with it. The costume is completely different.
It doesn't
except
have
for
the
shield
yellow and blue
and
look.
black.
Not even close.
Now, he was played by he was African American on Young Justice for the second season.
Yeah.
He started off as Jim Harper, but then became Mal Duncan. So there is the precedence of that with the race changing. I'm just curious because this seems like a Laurel Lance, like let's put someone that has no training into being a vigilante.
This is Berlanti versus business as usual. If you're around long enough, you're going to be in the fight. There's no reason, there's no way that Jimmy Olsen was not going to suit up and become a vigilante. But why?
Why?
I hope there's a good reason. I think that's the only way. I'm with you. I think it's silly. But if they can excuse it, and you know what it made me think of was like the old Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen comics, where like Jimmy Olsen was off on all kinds of adventures.
And did he become like Turtle Boy? He became like a turtle at one point?
Of course he was Turtle Boy. He was Dolphin Man, I think, once. He's been a flying terrarium at another point. Yeah, he's done a lot of different things, Jimmy Olsen.
Yes,
Superman's
so
pal.
He is now going to be the Guardian. And also, let's get to the photo where
But I'm glad the character's coming on. And I like the actor, so I'm
Do you think he's gonna like throw the shield Captain America style?
I don't think he ever did that in the comics.
Is that something that he avoids? Because he was created by the same people that created Captain America.
No, he was not.
That's true.
You're giving false information to our
No,
fans
that's
out
true.
there.
In 1942, the Guardian was created by Simon and Kirby.
Oh, I thought you meant in the comic universe. You meant the real people.
No. The real creators who created Captain
I thought
America.
You meant, like, he was part of the Rebirth project.
No.
Okay.
No.
My head was gonna explode there.
No, it was the real creators who had one idea that they just got to
Kirby.
redo again. Yeah, Kirby and Simon.
Okay.
All right. And
Comic facts, guys. Comic facts.
Just about lastly here. No.
Now we got a couple more shows to talk about, right?
Yeah, we're done with Miley Cyrus. Oh, the Crisis tease is just a shout out to the iconic image.
This picture right here in the upcoming stuff that's going on.
Okay,
This is.
That hasn't happened yet, right?
No.
Okay, because I saw that and I was just like, I don't remember that in the episode.
But this was the cover
Crisis.
of Crisis on Infinite Earths, right?
In the 80s, yes.
The original.
Yes.
This is the original crossover event that gave DC Comics a concise continuity akin to its rival Marvel, because at the time
There was everywhere.
DC has historically been everywhere. Like, well, we were just kidding, but talking about like the Superman's pal stuff, Lois and Clark. Like there's been a history, World's Finest. Like they had a million different continuities going on, and they tried to bring it together in the famous Crisis, and then there's been other crises, and then Flashpoints and things like that. And now we refer to the multiverse and all this kind of stuff, but it really all started with Crisis.
Yeah, that was it. That was the first big, hey, our universe is a mess. We've got to clean it up.
So do you guys think that they're going to do something like this to get her into the Arrowverse? Because I've heard that that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Are they going to actually kill her in her world?
They're teasing how they're going to fold into the Arrowverse. So I don't know. I think this is just kind of another nod. Like there were so many nods in that first Supergirl episode to the Donner film.
Miss Tessmacher.
But that, where he's like, now if you would have, saved
an
the fault line, how did you know to go to that fault line? I was like, that was pretty awesome.
There's an article here from comicbook.com, over 25 Easter eggs you may have missed in the adventure of Supergirl. I mean, everything from, you get a brief glimpse of the Midvale newspaper, you get, like you said, Miss Tessmacher.
Right.
Let's see.
The fault line that he just mentioned.
Great Caesar's Ghost.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that. That's very intelligent.
I like that they kind of embrace that, and no, it doesn't mean that it's in the exact same continuity as those worlds. But
right, it's just a wink and the nudge.
Clark Kent ripping off the clothes, bam, jumping right in.
That is always good to see. I will say that.
Where did the fog come from in that alleyway, though? By the way, when he comes running through to pull off the shirt, there's just fog in that alley. It's like,
always exhaust, steam coming from shops.
I think every alley on Earth
I think a building was on fire right there.
I think every alley,
but it looked cool.
Every alley has fog.
It looked cool,
right?
Yeah, but. So, where are we on far as what other shows?
What other shows? What do you want to talk about?
Guys, just to fill you in, there was an interview with Andrew Kreisberg, who said this week, not regarding Supergirl's world crossing over to the Arrowverse, not for her entire world, but Kara will be traveling from her dimension to our dimension.
Okay, so she's going to be making the trip.
So it seems like there's no plans to actually combine the universe.
Okay. Well, speaking of crossing over, let's talk about Flash then. Roxy gave her thoughts.
Yep.
I thought this was the best episode yet. What was the second episode in?
Of the entire
I liked
season,
it than the first
or
one,
the
yeah.
entire
Of the entire
series?
season.
Okay.
Meaning out of the 2 episodes we've seen so far. I liked it. I also like the fact that they have to live with this new status quo. They made some harsh choices, like killing Cisco's brother. Oh, spoilers!
Sorry. Oh, yeah. Sorry, if you're watching the UK.
UK people, I'm so sorry. Hopefully you figured it out
You
right
might
by
want to
now.
earmuff this.
Yeah, what do you think? I mean, they gave some new status quos and said that we're not going to mess with the timeline again. You can't fix it again. Mm-hmm. There was that fun scene with Jay Garrick and him. Jay Garrick pulled him out of the time.
It's interesting. He messes with the time stream a lot. He causes a lot of problems. So, time travel is always such a touchy subject with what rules you have and whatnot. So, I don't know.
I'm still behind. I've not seen it.
Okay. Did you see it? You saw this?
Yeah. I'm on the little fence still about. The first episode didn't really wow me either, so I'm kind of...
Yeah, but I like the second one more.
Yeah.
I also like the scene with Felicity, except when she was just like, go fix it. It was like he went to go get some help from her. She's like, all right, we'll just go fix it.
I'm still kind of hung up on the fact that they called it Flashpoint, and then kind of fixed him and her scene was kind of similar to Barry and Bruce in the Batcave when he brings the letter from his father. They were very similar to that.
Right.
For me, what it was going for, and yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Arrow was really good.
Arrow's been good. 2 for 2 on Arrow.
I know Rox is not a big fan of the flashbacks, but I think this is the last year of them because they said it's a 5-year. He was on the island. They said he was gone for 5 years, so this is going to be it.
I like the
Dolph
way
Lundgren.
I like
So-
the way they were doing, like, it was two separate flashbacks because you had the Diggle flashbacks and then you had the Russia, and I liked the editing. I love how it was cutting. I think the fight choreography has been awesome this year. I thought Ragman was really good.
Yeah.
I thought Ragman was going to be a bad guy. I didn't really realize Ragman was part of the team. I actually like Wild Dog a lot.
I didn't think Ragman was popping up this soon, so I have a character corner set up to go, but I was not ready to go for it because I didn't think he was coming in yet.
What did you think of how they used him?
He's always been. It's been a weird character for me, but I always kind of viewed him as a good guy. He went a little mystical in the comics, but I always kind of liked the younger version, which what they went with this guy. So I'm interested.
And what do you think of Wild Dog?
I like him. I think it's such a cool
think
character.
the actor's doing a good job. I like the character too. I love the whole get on the line and the flashing back to Russia.
Yeah, it's always a big.
It's funny you say that. Rick Gonzalez actually was quoted this week saying Wild Dog will be in the crossover and is a huge dislike for metahumans.
Because he's a big
There
Superman
you go.
guy. That's where he came from, was the Superman world.
Oh, right. What was he? Was he?
Superman's kind of. All these characters from Superman, Guardian, Wild Dog, Vigilante, who's coming out.
I
on
always
Arrow.
get Guardian mixed up with Gangbuster.
Oh my gosh. They got the brown helmet and the
Yes.
nunchucks, and he had like
But-
the fist with the.
Right. But you
Gangbuster.
remember when
I'm
Superman
sure he's-
became Gangbuster?
Yes, I'm sure Gangbuster, Guardian, Vigilante, and Watchdog. Those four from the Superman world are always kind of like. They just
Right,
needed like a
but
Batman type character.
You remember? Okay, my favorite. I love when Superman was going out and he became Gangbuster at night, like Spidey in the black costume going out.
Gangbuster.
It's an amazing name.
Gangbuster.
Great
Listen,
shout
guys,
out.
gangs were a big problem in the early
Metropolis.
'90s
In the
and
Suicide
'80s.
Slum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And Andrew Kreisberg, lastly, Zach already just mentioned it, talking about the crossover. His quote is, I think some people like Barry already know her, so Barry's completely cool with her. I think some people are instantly charmed by her. I think Sarah's got a little crush on her. Then he went up to say a couple other things.
But Arrow is not. Arrow kind of stays off his own. Like he made it feel like Arrow doesn't trust the metahuman as well.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, he keeps his distance, and Kara comments, does he not like me? And Barry's like, no, that's kind of how he treats everybody. So,
Very interesting.
Very distant.
Very interesting. What about Gotham?
didn't see it.
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Okay, Gotham this week.
I'm going to eventually catch up on all of Gotham because it's all on
okay.
Netflix. I will give it a fifth chance because I don't want to give up on it. I don't. But every time I read a review or I read like a little synopsis, it's always like, it's in the territory of so bad it's good.
Yeah.
And I hate that kind of.
I mean,
I hate that backhanded compliment. It's like, why should I watch something because
I've
it's so
enjoyed
bad
it.
it's good?
I've enjoyed it. Obviously, I'm a couple episodes behind now, but I've enjoyed it up until the break.
One thing I will say about, and I've always said about that show, compared to the Arrow universe, which, you know, are limited budget, Gotham shoots in New York, and
Yeah.
it looks spectacular. For a
No,
TV
it does
show,
look. It does look
their
more
production
expensive.
design, like, it's if you could take the costume designer from the Arrow CW shows and put him with the production designer of Gotham, put them together, that's a great show.
I also really, who's grown on me a lot is the guy who plays Alfred.
He's
great.
You know, it's like ever since we had him, and then we had Alfred from BVS, Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
I am now more akin to that kind of hands-on Alfred.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
watched Michael Go recently, and then Michael Keaton too, and I'm like, I really like the kind of Alfred that could have been Batman at one point.
gets shit
Like,
done,
I
yeah.
like that now. So you know, seeing.
Well, then you would be a big fan of the Batman 66 episode where Alfred actually had to dress up as
Nope.
Batman,
Nope.
and he used a voice modulator so he would
Nope.
sound like him.
No.
Yes, he
No.
did.
No.
Maybe not quite.
Nope.
Well, with that said, it's time to wrap it up. We're at DC Movies SK on Twitter, Facebook.com/DC Movies SK. Roxy Striar, follow her at Roxy Striar. Tell her that you miss her.
She's at Screen Junkies TV fights.
That's right. TV
She's got
Fights,
Flash
Screen
and
Junkies.
Friends.
Flash and Friends, and she's doing
working on something now. I don't want to speak for herself. She can tell you about it.
whatever she's doing in Seattle. So with that said, Mikey Christmas, put yourself over.
I'm at Mikey Christmas. Got Character Corner. We got new ones shooting out now. We're going to be doing those. Hopefully getting them to you guys every week. It's been my bad that we've been kind of getting behind on those. But we're going to get those going for you. Also, a big shout out for you guys that told me to play it, but didn't tell me. The Telltale Batman game is phenomenal. I'm finally on board.
So much fun.
I'm into episode 1. Loving it. Thanks, guys, for
so
the shout
much
out on that.
fun.
For finally getting me on board, and I'm rocking that out. I love it. Thanks, guys.
Gert.
I don't understand. If he's is an Aquaman. Shouldn't he be called an aqua person? Shouldn't he have tentacles like an octopus and speak like this?
Godfather. It's not.
Shouldn't he talk like this?
Well, Godfather. It's not about that. It's about it's the way the character was always called. We don't have to change.
I think deep sea people and Atlanteans are gender fluid.
But I think you just need to hear me out here.
Makes no sense.
It's nothing offensive. No disrespect, Godfather.
Okay, you can find me at Adam Gertler. We'll talk about this further.
At Jay Quasto, I'm headlining the Brea Improv next Wednesday, and then we're doing a blood drive at Fountain Valley Regional Hospital in Orange County. So if you're near Orange County, please come out and support. And Houston, Texas, I will be at the Joke Joint November 4th and 5th. So if you're around Houston, Texas, come out and see me. Otherwise, Wrestling Compadre Slamcast every week on Fox Sports. So much good stuff happening. With that said, we love you guys so much. Thank you, Zach, in the ones and twos in the booth. We'll see you next week, y'all.
Peace.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.
He'll be a god to them.